If these word problems are breaking your brain, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll cover the most common types of quadratic word problems on the SAT and how to solve them, starting with a man and his banana. I'm about to throw this banana off of my porch, not just because it's icky, but also because it's going to improve your SAT math score. If you stick a graph over me and you watch me throw the banana, you're going to see that we create a parabola. And we can mark all of the important points on that parabola. The top of the porch where I'm standing is going to be our y-intercept, which is always going to be our starting point for these types of word problems. As I throw the banana into the air, you're going to see that it reaches a high point, and that high point is going to be my vertex. And then, you may have guessed it, when that banana finally hits the ground, that is my x-intercept. Now, we might have caused a bit of a mess, but we also caused some learning. Now let's try and solve this problem based on the man throwing his banana off the porch. All right, go ahead and pause the video and see if you could answer this question based on what we just learned. But I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So it says a man throws a banana from his porch, as we know, and they give us this equation here. Now, the question is basically asking, what is the height from which the banana was thrown? So this would obviously be the height of the porch, and this is in standard form. And in standard form, C is our y-intercept, so our answer is going to be 5.4. All right, let's try one more. This one's a little bit more complicated, but we've got the same situation, more or less, right? We've got someone throwing a banana up into the air, but this time it's asking us to interpret function h of 1.5 equals 8.3. So pause the video and try this on your own first. But basically, we know that our function itself is going to be the height of the banana, right? So the height, the function itself, should be 8.3. And then we know that x, in this case, is standing in for the number of seconds. So since 1.5 is plugged in for x, we're looking for 1.5 seconds. So an answer with 1.5 seconds, 8.3 feet. Choice A says the height of the banana, 1.5 seconds after being thrown straight up into the air, is 8.3 feet. That matches up with what I want, so that's going to be my answer. Let's go ahead and talk about one of the other common types of quadratic word problems, which has to do with this cutting board right here. So let's say that I am cutting up some vegetables and I know that I have 960 square inches to work with on this cutting board, but I don't know if my cutting board is going to fit on a surface that I'm planning to use. What I do know is that this side, the length is actually twice as big as the width plus 4 inches. This information is going to help me, and it's going to turn into a quadratic. Let me show you how. All right, so we got our problem here, and on top of what I already told you, they're also giving us the information about how big the counter space is. So we know it's going to be 48 inches long and 19 inches wide. What we're trying to figure out is this going to fit, basically? So let's take that information about the length of the board being 4 inches more than twice the width. If the width is W, then the length would be 2W plus 4, because that's twice the width and 4 inches more, right? And if the area is 960, since length times width is area, we would have this times width, which would be equal to 960. And now you can see we've got a quadratic. So let's plug this into Desmos, and we'll switch out W for X. And that was X, 2X plus 4, and that equaled 960. With this kind of a rectangle-based question, we can ignore the negative number because obviously you can't have a negative length or a negative width. So the X that we're looking for is this one. And we're going to round up to the nearest whole number, which would be 21. So we know that our width is 21 inches. And then 2 times 21 plus 4 would be 46 inches. So our length is 46 inches. So would it fit? The counter space is long enough. 48 inches would accommodate the 46 inches, but the 19 inches wide would not accommodate the 21 inches wide. So my answer is going to be C, no, because the cutting board is too wide to fit within the counter dimensions. The third type of quadratic word problem you might come across on the SAT is going to be something like this, where you have a vehicle of some sort going at a speed. In this case, we've got a leprechaun, right? It says this leprechaun is riding on the back of a guinea pig and they're going in a straight line. And it tells us that it can be modeled with a quadratic function. So we know that that's already what we're dealing with. And it is also giving us some information about certain points in time and how far they have traveled. It looks like they're giving us 2 points. So the first point would be 10, 60, because remember, time is our X and meters is going to be our Y, since we're trying to calculate how far they travel, right? And then the other point they gave us is 20 and 240. Now they do give us one more piece of information here. They say if they start at 0 meters when t equals 0, boom. So they are actually giving us the y-intercept, 0. So we can think about our standard form of a quadratic as y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. And because they gave us c equals 0, we could kind of ignore that part of it. So now what do? Well, we can plug these points in, right? So we have one point, which is 60 equals a 10 squared plus 10b. And then we have another point, 240 equals a times 20 squared plus 20b. And now you can see we've actually got a system of equations. And we could definitely use like substitution or elimination here. But instead, let's actually just hack the system and let's change our A's into X's and we'll turn our B's into Y's and we'll plug it into Desmos. And I'm going to simplify 10 squared to 100. I'll also simplify 20 squared to 400 and can zoom in here and get our intersection, which is going to be 0.6 as X and 0 as Y. So we just have to remember that we actually said that A was X. So into our equation here, we can say 0.6 X squared. And then if B is 0, because Y is 0, we can ignore B too. And now it's just a matter of plugging in to this equation, Y equals 0.6 X squared. Let me actually start over here and just write that fresh. That's our equation, right? Because again, they told us that the y-intercept C was 0, and we just learned that A is 0.6 and B is also 0. So this is our entire equation. And now we can actually plug this into Desmos. So y equals 0.6 X squared. And it was asking us about what point, how far have they traveled after 30 seconds? So remember, seconds is going to be X. So if we say X equals 30, back up, back up, back up, and we're looking for this point of intersection up here, 520. So our answer, wow, okay. Oh, whoopsies, 540. I was about to lose my mind. There it is, 540. Ta-da. Yeah, so that's how you go about that one. All right, the last fairly common quadratic word type you're going to run into on the SAT has to do with these little guys right here. So these are tiny little figurines of different animals. And let's say I have a company and I sell these cute little animals. All right, so here's our situation. I would definitely pause the video and try it on your own first And we don't even necessarily have to use Desmos to graph this, but I think it does kind of help to visualize. We know that we have an upside down parabola because of this. So basically we have, something along the lines of this shape, right? So if it's asking us about intersecting the x-axis at 0 and a, that could either be here or it could be here. But the important thing to note is that y is 0. So we have to think about what y represents. In this case, since we're calculating how much money we make, the revenue, this would be a point where the revenue is $0. So based off of that alone, we could get rid of a couple of answers. We know that it is not going to be choice B, not going to be choice D, because we want that revenue of $0, right? And actually, now that I say it out loud, A says the revenue in dollars when the price per figurine is $0. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for revenue of $0. The price per figurine is going to be our X value. So anyway, choice C is saying the price per figurine would be A. That's our X axis, so that makes sense. That will result in a revenue of 0. And again, it doesn't matter which one we choose because either price is going to end up with our revenue being 0 because it's an x-intercept, right? Y equals 0. So choice C is our answer. Now that you know what those problems look like on the SAT, go ahead and use the link in the description of this video to get free access to some practice questions so that you can actually practice working on these types of questions. I've also included a couple of questions that I did not cover in this video just as a challenge. So go ahead and take that quiz that I made for you and let me know in the comments how it goes. Good luck.